Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Kingdom Death Monster. So let's go ahead and go through our settlement phase like we always do. We get one endeavor for every returning survivor, like always, and we have 3 tinkers that we took with, and 1 matchmaker. So the matchmaker can let us do 1 intimacy without having to go through auguries. And yeah, we got a lot of endeavors to work with. You know, that's no surprise. All right. Next, we want, we need to do a settlement event. So 1d20, 3. Oh god, it's cracks in the ground. All right. A low rumbling fills the settlement. Small cracks in the earth widen into fissures that belch up hot, foul-smelling vapor. Okay, so we just roll a 1d10 and see what happens. 1. A massive crack splits the ground in 2. Any returning survivors with heavy gear are dead. Archive any heavy gear in the dead survivor's gear grid. It is lost with their body. That's one of the reasons why I don't go with heavy gear. No one should have heavy gear. The only one that could possibly be heavy. It's not the leather armor. The Butcher Cleaver is not heavy. And neither is the Scrap Sword. So yeah, we're good to go. So no one died. So actually rolling a 1 is good. 2 through 5, someone would have died. It would have been a roll-off because it's based off movement. 6 plus would have gotten us a Founding Stone. Alright, we can't do any home endeavors, which I don't think we have any, and if we had Nightmare Training, we would get +1 to the results. If we had a Hunt Shrine, or whatever it's called, we can do Vapor Visions, and if we had Scarification, we can do Vapor Scars, which can do some crazy stuff. But we got some other crazy stuff to deal with first. No one died. Next we go to Update Timeline, which is going to get us to year 11, I believe. Okay, so year 11 is the Regal Visit. Careful, not safe for work. It's not too bad, actually. But yeah, this guy is twice as tall as any of these people. And, yeah, pretty crazy. Regal Visit. The hand strides into the settlement. The survivors' thoughts vanish as they fall to their knees, struck dumb by its glorious, incomprehensible presence. Add the hand to the Nemesis Encounter list. Add Nemesis Encounter the hand to the timeline 2 years from now. The hand begins the inspection. So we'll go ahead and roll 1d10. 6. The hand rampages through the settlement, lose any resources in settlement storage, and suffer -1 population. Challenge the hand to avoid this loss. I might have to challenge the hand. We will lose. We will lose 18 resources if we let this go through. 18 resources. It also means we won't be able to innovate. Bad news is, if we do this, it means 2 years from now we're going to be fighting the hand at level 2. But that's not really something we have control over right now. I've already added it to the events. Yeah, there's I'm gonna have to resist and fight him. This does give us opportunity to get more experience. There's that at least. But if we resist right now, we don't get any preparations. Like, all we can do is set up the gear grid, and that's about it. And that could be pretty brutal for us. Let me make sure I look that up right for the resist. Stop the settlement phase and depart. Yeah, it is classified as a departure. So we will get our we will get our freaking survival and all that back. And this would get Flandra and Remilia one step closer to, you know, what they need. Yeah, I mean, we don't really have much of a choice. All I can do is try to set up the gear grid to something that's a little bit more suitable. For one thing, we don't need to take Kaguya with us. Crits are not going to help us for this one. Rumia can take this slot, just so she can have armor on the arms. Hit locations don't even matter for this one. It really doesn't. I can put Flandra here. I'll go ahead and swap in the Butcher's Cleaver, but I don't intend on fighting, because that's just asking for death. We can take Shin with the Regal Helm, which means the Skull Helm can go over to Remilia. Okay. And this will be our setup. I don't want to fight. I do not want to fight the hand, but we don't have a choice in the matter. The hand is in a league of his own, as far as I think I mentioned. I mean, we've talked. I mean, I've mentioned stuff like how the art style is very anime-ish. If we want to use anime references, this guy is your Zaraki Kenpachi, or your whoever the guy from One Punch Man is. I can't even remember it right now. This guy, he's legit. Even if you're super well geared, fighting this guy takes a level of coordination and strategy and really thoroughly planning out your moves to even potentially have a inkling of a chance of beating him. But this is one of the few fights where there are two ways to win, and I'll probably be going for the second way, because the second way is a lot easier than the first. But I'm right now checking to see. If I fight him normally, it'll be 12 wounds. I have to do 12 wounds to him, and I honestly don't think I can pull that off. But I will decide that... Well, I'm going to have to decide now. Wow, this was not planned. This is going to be a long part, because this is all still in the settlement phase. But what I'll probably do is just break... I don't know how I'm going to handle this. Well, the title of this video is probably going to be a spoiler, so that'll probably be one thing. So let me go ahead and cut it off here, and I'll be back when this thing is ready. Okay, so let's have some real talk, shall we? Fighting this boss and beating him through physical force is just not going to happen with this group. We have some good characters, but not that good. At least not, if we had time to use all the resources that we had, we would have a chance. But this guy has like 14 toughness in practically all of his hit locations, and there's a bunch of other mechanics to deal with. This guy is top tier. Like I mentioned before, this is your head anime guy. This is the guy that does poses and is like, "Hey, I'm so bad I can cross my arms and still beat you," type guy. That being said, there's another way to beat him, and it's pretty much to go full defense. But let's go ahead and, before we get into that, let's just go ahead and go over this junk. You might notice that some of my stuff already has blue dots next to it. That's because I had to freaking essentially just restart. I wasn't going to lose the fight, but I made an error. Originally, I was going to send my A team just to get some weapon proficiencies, but then I realized that doesn't make any sense, because sending a group to get weapon proficiencies means I have to actually hit this boss, and I'm not going to be able to really harm this boss in any effective way. So I went ahead and just going to go ahead and switch this over. So here's the image. And here's the showdown board. There once was an entity that knew everything, but never spoke. For every secret that escaped, it became weaker and its enemies stronger. Deployment is a giant stone face in the middle. He stands on top of it because he's a badass. We also get stone columns. I just set it up in the Berserker way because it doesn't matter. Honestly, cover doesn't mean shit in this game, so the columns are really there just for looks. And we get one random terrain card, so we'll go ahead and roll that. $10. Dead monster, so we can actually start anywhere we want. And we still go first, not that it matters. Okay, I can live with that. It has to start next to the monster, so we'll just put this, I don't know, right there. And then we can just have everyone just start on it. So yeah, I grabbed Chin because she's cursed anyway, so you might as well take her along. And I have Mystia, Tiwi, and Lunasa. Now you might notice I have these little colored, these tinted markers, and I'll talk more about them in a bit. So for right now, let's just go. So situation-wise, I'm just seeing what I'm going to set up. Mystia, you can be, I don't know, right there. So you can get us started with all that nonsense. Tiwi, you can be anywhere you want. And do something like that, I guess. I think that's okay. Alright, deployment-wise, everyone should have 4 survival. Yep, everyone does. Mystia is going to get +2 insanity because of her helmet. And that's pretty much it. Alright, let's go ahead and go over some stuff then. So yeah, you can already see I had attempted this fight technically a little bit until I realized I did something stupid and restarted. I'm not going to make that a habit, obviously, but like I said, the main reason is because my logic was completely broken. The only reason I would send my A-team is so they can get weapon proficiency. If they can't get weapon proficiency, there's no reason to send them, because that's just risking their lives. Alright, so this is the hand. It has 10 basic cards, 5 movement, 14 toughness, has about 7 different traits. Some of them, a lot of them are two-sided. So, yeah. The penalty, if he doesn't have a target, he will point at somebody. And on a 1, it's a 1d10. On a 1, they die. On a 2, they will die unless they use all of their survival. And if they spend all their survival, they still get broken ribs. Because your ribs suddenly twist inward to puncture your heart. Yeah. And then there's, in the rolling a 1, makes essentially your skull implode. So yeah, this guy doesn't mess around. He's pretty nasty. You might notice I also have a trait already set out. It's called Impossible Eyes. You might also notice that I have 12 wounds instead of 10, because the mechanics for this boss are different. But first, let's look at basic action. Here's basic action. Random survivor. No target is the penalty, which doesn't make any sense. Perform Ghost Step, and then attack the target. And it's speed 2, accuracy 2, 5 damage, and does bash knockback 10, and it teleports him back to the center of the board. Yeah, this guy, he doesn't mess around. So let's go ahead and review all this. Let's first review Impossible Eyes. The hand can see everything. When the hand suffers a wound, place a token on Impossible Eyes instead of moving a card to the wound stack. So yeah, for this fight, you can't get rid of his AI cards. In fact, most of his AI cards can't even be manipulated. But if you do enough tokens onto the card based off the level that you're fighting, you will win. If you get 12 tokens, like for example for this level 1 fight, if you get 12 tokens, he will show respect. And that's one of the victory conditions. Showing respect essentially will end it with a very vicious final attack. And if your characters survive it, they will get a secret fighting art. So really rather good reward, but you're gonna have to be on top of your game to you have to have really good gear, have a really good team, and have really well planned out strategy to handle this guy. Which, unfortunately, we just don't have those types of resources just yet. Alright, let's go over Polarized Aura. Every character has a Polarized Aura, just kind of like the lunacy that the Butcher does. And the way this works is whatever you have the most affinities of, that's what color your aura is. If there's a tie, you can have two colors. If there's a three-way tie, your aura will be white. So, for example, Chen has no affinities at all, so she's white. Misty has one red affinity and 3 green, so she is green. Tiwi has 1 red and 1 blue, so we actually need to give her another one. So she actually has 2 auras. There we go. And then Lunasa has 1 red affinity, so she is red. Pretty much I have my gear set up in a way so at least red affinities are somewhat tied, because red affinities tend to get attacked rather often. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Now, the other thing is if we take a look at blue lens closed, there is a blue lens, a green lens, and a red lens. They all start out closed. And whenever a survivor successfully wounds when a survivor successfully wounds the hand, they have to flip over. They have to flip one of these lenses to open. If they have a white aura, they can just pick any one they want. If it's a single color, they have to pick that one. So, for example, Mystia has a green aura, so if she ever successfully does a wound, she would have to flip this green lens to open. And when a lens is open, it will do additional effects to hit locations and AI cards, and they're all pretty nasty. For example, green lens tends to do things like make all your hit locations have higher toughness and have, well, not all of them, but have some of your hit locations have higher toughness and super dense and things like that. And then for AI cards, it will, well, you'll get to see soon enough. The other effect is when a lens is open, anyone that attacks that matches that aura, that color, can only hit on a perfect hit. So yeah, if you're going to fight this guy, you want to make sure you have a white aura, because a white aura can ignore the perfect hit requirement. There are ways to make the eyes close. Certain crits can do it. Certain AI cards will do it. Certain just reactions will do it. So it's just something to be aware of. Now, the final thing we need to pull up is Ghost Step. This is how this guy moves. Ghost Step has unlimited range. Move the monster until it passes through the target, then stop and turn to face the target. Any survivors the hand passes through while performing Ghost Step suffer 1 brain damage per monster level instead of collision. Any survivors the hand ends its movement on while performing Ghost Step suffer collision normally. So if it lands on top of you, you'll still get collision, otherwise it doesn't apply. So anyone he will always run through the target that he's attacking and do 1 brain damage to them. But if anyone else is also in the way, they will take 1 brain damage as well. Safe to say, our group's going to go through a lot of brain traumas because we don't actually have very much insanity amongst the group. That is pretty much it. So thanks to the dead monster, we can go ahead and just search this and get things started. So yeah, let's make sure we have everything set up. So Misty is going to have 5 armor in all hit locations, because she's wearing the leather armor on top of the leather shield. Shin has 4 armor in the head and 1 in the waist, because the regal helm. Skull helm went to Lunasa, so Lunasa has 4 armor in the head and 1 in the arms, 1 in the body, 2 in the waist, and 1 in the legs, because she has the leather shield. And then Tiwi has 2 in all hit locations. And everyone has maxed out survival, and everyone should have access to encourage, surge, and all that good stuff. So the goal here is just to block and dodge everything and hope we don't die. That's the goal. Alright, so with that all said and done, good luck. Alright, so we go first. So I'm going to go ahead and just roll a 1d10 to see what the stuff here is. It's a 1. Find nothing, archive the train. Well, that was useless. Alright, well, we're definitely not getting loot for this fight. Now, any character that now all I'm going to be doing is moving into position and just adjusting from there. So, unless I say otherwise, assume that all my characters that have shields are spending their action to block. Okay? One thing I will do is actually I will have I'll have Tiwi activate her Rawhead headband and take a look at the top 2 cards. So top 2 AI cards, I can put them back down in any order. Okay, doesn't really matter which order. We will be encountering some new cards that you probably have never seen before. Also, since I know exactly what the next target is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and just adjust my movement as best as I can. I think I moved too much. There we go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and flip the top card. Full Powered Flick. This is a duration card. How duration cards work is when you draw them face... Now, obviously the deck is face down. So when you draw it from the deck face down, that's where you do the drawn face down part. So the monster proudly raises a finger. And then next round, and then after you do that, you put the duration card on top of the deck face up. And then when you draw that card face up, it will do the rest of the actions. So for this round, he just raises a single finger, and pretty much this is your warning shot to let you know something's coming. So this is going to target the person with the most armor points, which is going to be Mystia. And it's going to be a bunch of nasty stuff and fun stuff like that. So, not really anything I need to do at this point. Now, if a duration card is face up, you can't do anything about it. You can't just suddenly, you use your headband to like push it back down the deck. Once it's face up, you can't move it. So we're just going to go ahead and hang out like this. Yeah. All right, next, Full Power Flick will go face up. And he's going to go after the highest armor points, which is Mystia. So he's going to go Ghost Step. Mystia is going to lose 1 insanity because of the 1 brain damage. And then it's going to turn and face us. And attack and hits on 4s on Mystia. And just so you guys can see, movement 5, toughness 14. That toughness 14 pretty much ensures that we're not going to be wrecking this guy. He does have a lot of critical hit locations, so a crit build might actually work. But I don't. If I had a Lucerne that's been leveled up, I would do it, but we don't. So I'm going to go ahead and roll 2d10. Only 1 hit. And Mystia is blocking, so that will actually negate the other hit. So, alright, 1 miss and the other got negated. That's great. That was actually the best result because this attack does doom you, so you can't dodge. Also, if you happen to have the red eye open, this attack would do bash and knockback 19. And unlike most knockbacks where you just go along the board edge if you get hit the edge, this one will actually launch you off the board and kill you. So, yeah. Freaking One Punch Man over here. Alright, so next card. Rude Slap. I did shuffle the deck, so it's just I definitely did not start with the 2 duration cards on top last time I tried this. All right, so Rude Slap. When this card is drawn face down, the monster points at the ground. When this card is drawn face up, target and attack a survivor in the right spot, which is right there. If he does not attack anyone, he will do penalty. So this is your opportunity to get into position. This is also why you don't just spread everyone out. Like, obviously, the best way to handle Ghost Step is just to spread everyone out, and so no one has the risk of running into each other. If you do that, you will not be able to reach him in time to soak a hit, in which case he will do a penalty on you. So it's a good idea to actually stay reasonably close, but also spacious, to ensure you don't get multi-hitted. Alright, Misty is already in position, so I think I can go ahead and just leave it as her. I'm actually completely okay with that, so yeah, Mystia will block, and we'll just continue. So this will get drawn face up, and 2 attacks, hits on 4s. Both missed. Alright, we're doing great. Evasion is definitely key for this fight, because you can't really tank the hits. Because those attacks did like have 7 damage each. Anyway, next card is Liver Blow. Survivor with the most green affinities. Actually, one sec. That was not full power flick. Was it Root Slap? Oh yeah, Root Slap did not have a ghost step. All right, Liver Blow. Survivor with the most green affinities. That is Mystia again. So 1 brain damage to Mystia. Down to 0. Oh, I did forget to show one card off, didn't I? Applause. This is on the bottom of the deck. At the start of the showdown, place this card face down on the bottom of the deck. And if you draw this card, it essentially is the other way to get a victory condition. So you can either beat him in combat, well, you can impress him in combat, or you can just go full defensive and just endure his attacks. And that's what we're doing right now. Alright, so Liver Blow, 2 attacks. Misty shouldn't have any points left. She doesn't. Alright, these hit on 4s. Both hits, one will be blocked and the other one will be dodged. There you go. Next card, Thunderbolt Right. Target with the most red affinities. Actually, I should have moved first. I'm an idiot. I'm just like rushing through this all of a sudden. I apologize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's actually, getting ourselves into some sort of semicircle. All right. I don't really know which target it's actually going to go after. So let's see, red affinities. There's a 2-way tie for this. There's a 3-way tie for this. I can actually have this go after Mystia again. But I think I will have it go after Lanasa instead. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it doesn't matter. It has infinite movement. Lanasa is going to take a brain damage, and then it's going to make 2 attacks. So Thunderbolt Right. These hit on 5s for Lanasa because she has Monster Grease. All right. 1 hit that gets blocked by her shield. Does 7 damage. Also, if it had the red eye open, it would be like 12 knockback. Blue would make it Headhunter and +1 speed. And green would make it -1 severe injuries. And yes, all of these would stack if you had all of them open. Okay, it is now our turn again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Next card. So yeah, just make sure you make a little circle around him just so he can like take the hits. Also, I should be looking at the top 2 cards over and over again, but I haven't been doing that. Okay, take your best shot. When this is drawn face down, the monster turns the face away from the most possible survivors. Then it moves 1 space forward and crosses its arms. So it's just going to face away the most survivors. It's actually a tie because all directions make it face towards 2. So I'm just going to have it take a step forward. While this is in play, the monster gains -10 evasion. If a trap card is revealed for any reason, place the monster behind the revealer. The revealer suffers the following. When this is drawn face up, just draw an AI card. Okay, so this is going to be on top of the deck. We can't really do anything with it. So we're just going to go ahead and get ourselves into position again. Like this. Everyone will block. Alright, so take your best shot has been drawn face up, so now we draw another AI card. Soft Chuckle. Soft Chuckle. The noise fills the survivors with an unprecedented dread. All non-death survivors lose 1 survival and roll 1d10. Okay, everyone lost 1 survival. Boop, 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 and boop. Okay. Now we have to roll a 1d10 and add our courage to it. On a 15+, we just get knocked down. None of these characters have courage, so there's no way to succeed on this check. So everyone's going to take 5 brain damage and a -1 accuracy token. Due to from their shaking limbs and full move directly away from the monster. Okay, and this is also will force the eyes to shut. Alright, so let's go ahead and move. Well, first let's go ahead and do everyone's brain traumas, because that's a thing that's going to happen. Everyone's about to go bonkers. Alright, we're just going to go left to right. Alright, I'm adding +2 to all these results because of Accept the Darkness. So, Chin, you get Danger Seizures, dealing 1 damage to yourself and every adjacent survivor, gain a random disorder, and 1d5 insanity. Alright, so we need to roll a hit location. Chin takes 1 damage to the body. Or sorry, Mistia takes 1 damage to the body. Then she gains 2 insanity. And then she's going to get herself a random disorder. 16. Kizotic. So, nothing that bad. Okay, next is Tiwi. Tiwi got a 10, which is Frenzy. I guess I could put the tokens down, why not? Alright, 5 Insanity. 1 Strength. 1 Speed. Next is 7. Oh, sorry, that wasn't for Tiwi. I'm an idiot. That was supposed to be from Lunasa. If you're wondering what I mean by left to right, I'm basing off board position, so it's going like this. Alright, Lunasa is the one that got 5 Insanity. And a bunch of other junk. Alright, next is Chin. Chin, that was, what was it, 7? 7 is Random Disorder and 1d5 Insanity. So 4 Insanity and 10. 10 is Hyperactive. During the showdown, whether you are running, fiddling with your gear, or pacing, you are always moving. During the showdown, you must move at least 1 space every round. Okay. So Chin is now hyperactive. Go figure. She also took like a ton of extra brain damage because of Monster Panic. Anyway, yeah, hyperactive. That one's actually really annoying because you pretty much can't shoot bows without dashing. Alright, that was Chin. Last one is Tiwi. Tiwi is a 5, which means it's all the same stuff. So 1 damage to herself and any adjacent survivors. 1 damage to her legs. She does get 1d5 Insanity, which gives her 1. And then she gets a Random Disorder. 8. 8 is a Hoarder. Alright, doesn't really matter too much. Oh, speaking of Hoarder, I should have done that for Rumia last game, so I'll go ahead and take care of that right now. I will get rid of a Monster Bound. There we go. Problem solved. Anyway, so I need to put that for Tiwi. Tiwi getting a Hoarder. Alright, that takes care of all of that. So yeah, that was Soft Chuckle. Oh, also everyone moves, gets knocked back. Yeah, everyone's full moves away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so with that information, it's now our turn, and we're just going to move back into position. I'm also going to look at the top 2 AI cards and just see what's coming. Okay, I'll just leave it as is. Alright, next card is Thunderbolt Right again. It's going to go after most of Red Affinities, which is a 3-way tie. I'll have it go after Lunasa. Lunasa will take 1 brain damage. And then, of course, she's blocking, as always. Actually, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. She's frenzied, so I can't use survival. So instead it's going to go after... We'll have it go after Chen. So Chen, you're going to take 2 brain damage. Actually, screw it. We're going after Tiwi. Freaking stealer. Alright, so there you go. 2 attacks on Tiwi. They hit on 5s. 1 hits. Tiwi's going to dodge it, and I'll see if she gets her point back. She does not. There you go. Problem solved. Alright, so now it's our turn. There you go. Little semicircle going on there. I'll take a look at the top 2 cards again just to see what's coming up. Okay. I'll leave it as is. Next card is Bullet Jabs. Sorry if this fight's a little not as exciting, because I'm just going to go full defense. There's just no way we're going to be able to fight this normally. Survivor with the most blue affinities, that is Tiwi. So Tiwi's going to get wrecked again. Takes a brain damage, which is actually going to cause her another brain trauma. So 1d10 plus 2. 12. Holy crap. Let's see what we get for 12. You are knocked down. Add your current survival to insanity and reduce your survival to 0. Gain a random disorder. If you already have 3 disorders, you die. Holy crow. That's not good at all. Wow. Oh boy. Alright. So Tiwi has 2 survival, so that goes into her insanity, and then we gotta get a brain disorder from that. Okay, 14. So 14 is post-traumatic stress. We'll just put PTS down. Alright. Now, she no longer has... She's knocked down. She has no survival. And Bullet Jabs is 5 attacks and hits on 2s. Or sorry, hits on 3s, because Tiwi does have 1 evasion. So 5d10, 3 hits, 3d6, head, and legs. So that is a severe injury to the head. Four is death. Decapitation, you are dead. So yeah. Consecutive normal punches just blew off Tiwi's head. Well, thanks for your effort, Tiwi. Don't have to worry about those affinities anymore, and I'll put you there for the moment. Okay, next it's our turn. I already know what's coming next, so we'll just go get ourselves situated. Alright, next card. Line up. When this card is drawn face up, the monster casually opens its arms. When this card is drawn face up, the target and attack all survivors in the right spot. If this attack does not attack every living survivor, perform penalty. So everyone has to get here. So I'll just move Chin there. And let's get this started. So we'll draw this face up. And we'll start top to bottom. So 2 attacks on Mystia. She is blocking. Double hits. I'm just going to dodge. So Mystia, you can go ahead and dodge and block the other. Next is Chen. Chen gets hit twice. Yep, not much we can do about that. So let's roll hit locations. 2d6. That is body and legs. I'll dodge the body and take the legs. So this is going to be a severe injury to the legs. 6. Torn Achilles tendon. Your leg cannot bear your weight until the end of Showdown. Whenever you suffer light, heavy, or severe injuries, you are knocked down. Skip the next hunt. Gain 1 bleed token. Okay, I can live with that. Skip next hunt. Have a bleed. Okay. And then finally, the last person is Lanasa. She is blocking. 1 hit, and it gets blocked. Okay. Chen is knocked down. Mistia will go here. She'll go here. We don't have anyone with the headband, so I don't know what the next card is. Top card, bullet jabs again. So yeah, we've gone through every card at least once, and there's duplicates, obviously. Most blue affinities. Is nobody. Closest threat is Chen. I didn't mean to take a step away. I'm sorry, Chen. That's so bad of me. I can't believe I did that. Chen, you're gonna take 2 brain damage because of monster panic, and get attacked 5 times. All of them hit. Severe injury to the body. Another to the legs. Let's see. Chen can take the damage to the arms. She can take one of the hits to the waist. Yeah, she can take one of the hits to the waist. She can dodge the body and take the other one. And then the legs, she'll take another severe injury for. Legs have the least likely chance of killing you. Bleeding, gain 2 bleed tokens. So yeah, like I said, she has more filled in boxes than non at this point. Surprisingly enough, she hasn't been hit in the head yet. Okay, so that is a knockdown. Well, she's already knocked down, so she gets back up. We'll get you guys in position so you guys can help. Alright, and next card. It's Applause. The survivors fall to their knees in agony, their bones suddenly twisting and changing. For each survivor, cure all broken injuries and roll 1d10, then end the showdown. The survivors are victorious. Well, none of us have broken bones, so we'll just go top to bottom. We'll do Mistia first, 1d10. 9, plus 1 permanent strength, accuracy, evasion, and a random fighting art. Accuracy, strength, evasion. $11. Is Mighty Strike. Fantastic job, Mistia. You pretty much came out of this better than anyone at this point. I'll go ahead and mark her with +1 experience because she's already. This is going to be the end of the fight anyway. Alright, next is Chen. 2, spend all survival or die. Chen has enough survival to survive. Or sorry, spend 1 survival. Or die from shock. Alright, and then next will be Lanasa. Lanasa dies. She kind of was doing okay, too. Alright. Well, goodbye, Lanasa, then. So yeah, we lost, despite the fact that we kept things very under control. It's a rough fight. It's definitely a lot more difficult if you try to kill him or try to defeat him in combat. I would try it, like I said, I would try it if I had the means to do it, but we just didn't. We weren't ready. So goodbye, Lanasa. We are done with this aura junk. And in 2 years, we get to fight a level 2. It's going to be great, guys. it's gonna be bad. It's not gonna be fun at all. I mean, level 2, the hand is actually not that bad, but man, I I'm not we're not gonna be able to fight a level 3. Level 3 Nemesis bosses are practically stronger than the final boss. That's how strong they are in most cases. All right, so yeah, 2 survivors. Let's go ahead and see what else happens to us, because the battle's over. So, what are the results? So, story. Make sure I'm still recording. I am. Sorry if I was very passive about this. I'm generally very, very passive about the hand, simply because I always just defend. I'm really good at using shields and stuff like that, so we got nothing to worry about. So we got to roll 1d10, and that is it. Eight. The hand is a sore loser. Punts a broken lantern. 1 random survivor suffers a severe head injury. Add 1 scrap to the settlement storage. The hand hesitates before leaving. All right. Question is who's this? It's just 1 random survivor. So actually, now this first part, it's just -1 population, and then this one just says a random survivor. So I think for the first one we just picked somebody, but this one it's random. So I will just roll randomly. If I get one of the people that have already died, I'll re-roll. We do have 21 population. So 1 is the male with +1 evasion, 2 is the one with +10 insanity, and then 3, 4, 5 will be the other males, and then I'll go top from bottom for everything else. So this should be 1d21, 19. So that's essentially Erin. Yeah, that is Erin. Erin's going to suffer a head injury, and it kills her. Tiwi is dead. Lanasa is dead. Alright, that dropped our population down a little bit. We got down to 18 people now. Alright, save. Alright, and Chen, you leveled up. Congratulations. You're not in any good condition anymore, but you did survive. Oh, well, let's go ahead and do 2d10 for Chen. 13, that is a fighting art, I already know that. 1d20, that is a 5. 5 is crazed, which she already has. I don't think that gets rerolled, but I'll check. Yeah, nothing happens. So she didn't get anything from that level up, because she already has crazed. No, wait, she doesn't have crazed. Never mind. No, here you go, have crazed. I keep thinking, like, there's like 3 of our survivors that have crazed now. Alright, now one thing I want to check is the stuff about graves. Does Erin count? I'm going to say no. Well, actually, it says during the hunt. Let me check what it says for the monster stuff. Kingsman, or sorry, not Kingsman, the hand. Yeah, it ends the showdown. So technically, we're back in the settlement phase. We should be anyway. I mean, I guess, well, It says once the aftermath is complete. There's no aftermath. Oh, wait, there's aftermath. This is during the showdown phase, so this does count. So yeah, Aaron just gave us another 2 endeavors, for what it's worth. Alright. Well, yeah, that's the end of the showdown, guys. Lost 3 people. Got Misty is now freaking amazing. Chin. Oh, we do need to roll one more thing. Sorry, guys. There's so many things. Chin. That is the arms. Your fingernails rapidly grow out, encasing your arm in a cocoon of bone. Your liquefied heated flesh leaks from the joints of the hollow armor that replaces your arm. Scan the Regal Gauntlet rare gear and place it in your gear grid now. Nightmare training would give you +1 strength. Alright. So with that, we get the Regal Gauntlets, which just has 4 armor, and it's also cursed. Alright, so there you go. 2 of those. Okay. Alright, that was a lot to take in. Sorry, guys. So that was all of that done. Oh wait, that was a showdown, right? I'm trying to make sure I'm not jipping I'm not getting things I'm not supposed to be getting. For a special showdown. Yeah, it's a showdown. Oh, do not gain endeavors. So we don't gain endeavors from this. So yeah. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Aaron's death was nothing. Oh, we do get a Broken Lantern resource because that's what smacked Aaron in the head. So there you go. And that is it. Okay. Holy cow, that was a lot of stuff. So yeah, we have 7 resources and some other junk. 2 years we're going to be dealing with the hand again. That'll probably be the last time we'll deal with him. And next year we're dealing with the Hooded Knight and getting the principal stuff. The principal stuff, it can potentially eat up all of our resources, so we may go ahead and just spend what we have right now. So with that said, let's consider our options. What can I do with the stone circle? Nothing. All right. Well, we knew. First things first. Monster hide, monster bone, monster organ, innovate. Okay, so 4D, 13. 2, 3, 5, and 6. So we can get Memento Mori, and I think I'll go ahead and show off. We already know about beds. And then there's partnership. So let's go with partnership first, just to show that off. And then I'm just going to go Memento Mori. So Awful Consequences, partnership. You can spend 2 endeavors to nominate 2 survivors. They get partner, which means when they're together, when they depart together, they get 2 survival. And if they're adjacent to each other, they get +1 strength. They can only have intimacy with one another. And if a partner dies, the other gets they lose that ability and they get a random disorder. There's no use for partnership. It's a waste. It really is. Because one thing, you don't really want your characters all to stand next to each other usually. But yeah, we're grabbing Memento Mori, so that'll get us the final tier of that. And if we have anyone die, we can potentially get some stuff from that. What we really want is family, because family will make our lives so much easier. But, alright, so that was one of our endeavors. What do we have left? Sorry, this is going to be a long video because I'm kind of combining everything together. Because this is technically still the same settlement phase. Alright, we can make the stone circle, but there's really no benefit of doing so. We can make frenzy drink. That is an option. If we had a little bit more organs, we could get scrap smelting for free. But we don't. Also, we don't have enough bones, so never mind. Let's see what frenzy drink does. So the lion balls you can actually use to make frenzy drink. I think that's the only requirement. Yep, just lion balls. Frenzy drink you can consume and get frenzy once per showdown. It's consumable and fragile. So yeah, we'll go ahead and pop one of these. And get ourselves a frenzy drink. Okay, that's all said and done. Let's go ahead and put the gear back where it's supposed to be, like so. Also, we do have enough to get possibly the lion set. We have 4 white furs. So let's see what that is. We already have the helm, so all we need is a bone and 3 hides. There's our bone. But we don't have enough for the rest of it. We're short 1 hide. God, that's so expensive. Why is this set so expensive? Alright, so we'll get these. Get those. And get those. So that's Caterium. That would get us shoes. That'll get us shoes and the gauntlets and the chest. Alright, we'll go with that. So here's the gauntlet. Here's the coat. And here are the boots. So we almost have the set completed. And hopefully we'll never have someone fall through the cracks again, because that'll be annoying. So what the coat does is you can spend a movement and an action together to move 3 spaces in a straight line. If you have moved 3 spaces, you can activate a melee weapon with +1 strength. So it's like a little pouncy attack. The white line boots give you +1 movement if you have the connections. And then the white line gauntlets make it so you get +1 accuracy as well if you succeed with your pounce. So not too shabby. I'm not going to put on the set until we have the last piece, so don't worry about that. Once we get the full set, though, that will actually give us +1 to all hit locations, and all your weapons are claws. Gain +1 speed and +2 strength when attacking with daggers or katars. So that will definitely make Remilia or anyone else that's using katars a beast, essentially. So one other thing we're going to go ahead and grab, since we have to kind of buy stuff, because there's a 50% chance we're going to lose everything next year. We want, let's go Weapon Crafter. Let's go ahead and take a Great Cat Bone, and never mind, we can't afford it. We can take, we don't have enough for any of that. Well, we can make a counterweighted axe. So let's go 2 bone, 1 hide, and an organ. 2 bone, 1 hide, 1 organ. And we can make ourselves a counter-weighted axe. Which has decent stats and reach. Also has the ability, if you have the red connection, to if that on perfect hits, to do an auto wound without drawing a hit location. That's one of the ways to bypass things like battle pressures. So it's actually a really good situational weapon. And just by itself, it's a good weapon. So no big deals. Alright, all we have left is a bunch of scrap and one sinew. We're going to go ahead and spend our one endeavor. Well, we're going to spend one of our endeavors to do face painting. And this time we're going to go for the one that improves your intimacy rolls. I could do Memento Mori, but there's really no one I care to get memories of, because the ones that died don't have any stats. 1d10. 2, nothing happens. I'll do one more. 5, that does get us +1 to all checks. Okay. So we got 4 left. We'll go ahead and use Rumia's matchmaking and just do a 2d10. We will mate... Shit, who are we going to mate? We'll go with Ryson and an unnamed survivor. Alright, that 9 becomes a 10, and that gets us a savior. So we'll go ahead and mark that. Yes, we'll keep going for blues. Yeah, actually, I mean... Yeah, we'll go for a blue. Why not? Alright, and then next we gotta do some auguries. Let's have Mystia do it. Yeah, we'll have Mystia do it. So, 3d10. 2 intimacies, and a +1 survival. Okay, same thing as before. Another savior. I could go for just a regular newborn, but I'll get a savior. And then the other one was just another population. So we got another population. And I mean, I could try to make a tank. See how that goes. So tell you what, we will go ahead and make a 1 green savior. We kind of already have, we have 3 blue saviors now, so that'll last us like 12 battles. So I think that's good enough. Alright, so yeah, apologies for the really, really long video. I might split it into parts, but I mean, this was all the settlement phase because we had a battle in the middle of it. When we come back, we will keep hunting with our usual party. We need to get Flandra and Remilia maxed out. They just need to go on 3 more hunts, and they'll be good to go. 3 more hunts, and then they can officially retire. They can just sit back and hope they don't get murdered. I'll do the same thing for Rumia, just so she can be murder bait. So, alright, yeah, I'm The Depressed Hero, and this was Kingdom Death Monster. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.